Hi, I'm Sam Taylor. Welcome to another edition of the Swim with Purpose podcast. I'm happy to be joined today by Katrisha Waldridge. Katrisha is, if you're from the Frankfort area or Franklin County, you certainly know who Katrisha is, but a lot of our viewers are not. So I'm going to give a quick introduction to her. She's been city commissioner for 3 terms, and her third term just ended. And while she was city commissioner, she was mayor pro temp, which means she was kind of like vice mayor, like a vice president. When the mayor wasn't there, she was in charge. But Katrisha was is co-founder with me in Swim with Purpose. We met back in February, and we started this in March of 2023. And she's co-chairman with me as well. And before we start, last thing I'm going to say about Katrisha, let her start talking because that he didn't sign in to hear me talk again. But is she was the one who came up with the name Swim with Purpose. I remember at one of our first meetings, I had a list of like 10 names that I had made up, none of them that I really cared for. And like after about a minute or two, she goes, "How about Swim with Purpose?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's perfect." So I want to thank you for that, Katrisha.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, what made you passionate about wanting to help and found Swim with Purpose? And just give us a little background on that.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks everyone for listening in and really caring about, really pushing Swim with Purpose forward. One of the things I think the main thing is community involvement, right? Being a commissioner at the time, we have certain committees that lead certain projects forward, and a lot of times certain maybe officials maybe are not okay with community members being on certain committees. And so it was a way that the community was really trying to speak out how they wanted to keep swimming and pool in a focus of our community. And so instead of sort of just pushing them out of the committee and moving forward, I just really wanted to try to start some kind of committee on the side to keep the community involved so we could keep this in the forefront. As we know with politics, some things can fall to the wayside. And so with that came me meeting you, Sam, through Jamal Jackson. And he said, well, I know that Katrisha's over, pushing pull. I think we should introduce you to. And from that, as soon as I met you, it was a ball of energy that you had. And it has not slowed down with you. I can definitely say you're a hard worker. I appreciate being a partner with you. You've done so much, but just being able to put our ideas together. And like you said, we came up with Swim with Purpose and we have not stopped. And you've been a huge ally in this and for our community, even if you do live a little further away. And so I appreciate your commitment, not only to swimming and swimming lessons and programming, but also to the city of Frankfort here and Kentucky State University. So we thank you. And it's really just to keep the community forward and allowing them to be a part of something.
Well, that's great. I mean, why do you, in your own words, why do you think it's important for, an indoor facility and for Kentucky State to have a pool?
Well, I think it's more than just about being a pool and, fun swimming, right? I think that it really, in our community, we are a relatively aging community. And so it really helps with rehabilitation with seniors. It helps with sports strengthening with one of our board members, Dr. Jamal Jackson, who's the basketball coach. They do, strengthening things in the pool. It also supports our youth with their swim team so they don't have to go out of our community to practice. And it also leads to maybe tournaments coming in. Well, they can compete where their family could see them here in the community, but also that drives economic development in Frankfort. And then also the good part is the programming part that you're really pushing of really trying to teach more students and definitely a focus on minority students to how to swim so we can alleviate that moving forward and hopefully have no drownings and making sure that kids are more safe and comfortable around water.
That's great. That's great. I know you. I don't know if you want to share, but you can share your experience you had at Kentucky State, if you wouldn't mind with folks, because that was an eye opener for me.
Yeah,
When
sure. Definitely. So at a very young age, I was drowned and I was rushed to the hospital and revived. And so moving forward, fast forward to 1997, I chose to attend Kentucky State University. I arrived at the university not knowing how to swim, scared of water because of past events in my life. And I went to a swim party. And at that party, you have rambunctious men that are pushing women in and trying to be funny, but sometimes you push the wrong person in and it becomes serious. And I was pushed in, and some of my friends had to pull me out of the Exum pool that we're actually trying to work on now. And at that pool, I took it upon myself every day to go down to the pool, spend one-on-one time just in the pool with the pool, getting used to the water and familiar with it, and really taught myself how to swim. And now with that, I'm comfortable around water, and I've now passed that on to my two boys, who are 21 and 15 now. They love water, they're water babies, and I feel very comfortable with them being around water. And also being around water such as like the ocean. We've learned how to swim against riptides and things like that. And so it's now trickled down. So this project is huge to me in so many different ways, and so is KSU.
That's great. And that's great. I mean, you always gave back to the community through through your time as city commissioner, but you're also, you care about your alma mater and, you're very passionate about that and it comes out. So that's awesome. And so let's talk about your time as city commissioner a little bit. Just tell us about things you did, things you know, your time, what made you get up in the morning and be passionate about the things you were doing for the city of Frankfort.
Right. Well, this came about sort of fast, I guess, when I decided to run for office in 2018. But it was just really of saying, what else is there I could do as an individual in my community to help push my community forward? And so the last thing that I could think of was, let's be a politician, let's be a servant leader in the community. And so I really jumped in, put my name in the hat, and started getting to know my community, from stakeholders to businesses to residents, and getting to know more of the students at Kentucky State, and just letting them know that what my passion was to be a true voice for the city of Frankfort and for each resident, no matter who they are. I didn't want to take on this position as a politician, but I wanted to embrace this position as a servant leader for the city of Frankfort and for the residents. And that's what I've really prided myself on in the 6 years of just really leading with transparency, and just leading with and embracing the community one-on-one. I've enjoyed our community. I love our community. It feels like they've become family. But really enjoyed being involved in the engagement with the staff and the community that I've really done. I pride myself in that. And I think I've offered Frankfort something different that it's never had in one of its officials. I've always been accessible to my community, and I want to be there to help work through problems in our community and offer what's best for us. Politics shouldn't be difficult in our community. I look at it as we're taking taxpayers' money and we're just implementing that and putting that back into our community to make our community a better place to live, as well as increase the quality of life for each resident. And that's not difficult. It's not a red, blue, Democrat, Republican thing. It is a community thing, and that's what I'm about: community.
Well, it shows that you were very successful in what you did since you were reelected twice, and I know 3 times you were the top vote getter for city commissioner. So that congratulations on a successful run there,
Thank
and
you.
a great job. I remember after I first met you, I went back home to my wife and I said, "Wow, I got this great lady who's going to join me on Swim with Purpose." I said, "She's going places, Melody." So, uh, so I'm happy to have you on the board. So,
Oh, thank
what's
you.
next? What do you think's next for Katrisha now that are you gonna go back into the work world? What do you think?
Wow, I've sort of taken a deep breath since all of this is happening, running for mayor and everything and coming out. I've sort of just taken a deep breath and just taken my time. Right now, I'm not really working full time, so I'm looking for full-time work. I don't know where I'm going to land, but I want to make sure that where I land, I'm going to be able to make impact and be able to reach out to community and help corporations move forward. I just want to be very impactful moving forward and staying driven in the community. So looking for full-time work. I specialize in community engagement and development. I have a passion right now for economic development. I have a legal background. Love higher education. And I work for a few nonprofits as well. So I don't know where I'm going to land. So taking my time to get there. So if anyone has a position that they think that I would thrive in and help their corporation and think that I'd be a good fit, maybe we can chat to see if they'd be a good fit for me. So I'm excited, but I do know I want to embrace the courage that God has put in me to know that just because I didn't win a title does not mean that I'm valued any less. I know my worth. And I know that I am supposed to be impacting my community and those around me. And so we have to be the bigger person to say that maybe a title's not for you, but the work is still for you. Keep moving forward. And so with every experience, I feel like with every experience, it's led me to where I am, and I'm going to embrace that in every moment that I have, and just continue to discover who I am and where I fit in and where I can help this community or other communities to be able to move forward. And enjoy the journey that God has for me, because what He has for me is for me, and no one else can change that. And if He's gotten me through foster care and a lot of other obstacles and up and down, He's going to get me through anything else. And I feel my resilience and courage He's instilled in me. I have great journeys ahead, and I have thick skin. So I'm ready and willing to do whatever it takes. But I just want to continue to make impact in this community. And now, without having so much on me, I get to spend more time with you, Sam, and hopefully be able to push Swim with Purpose further, bring in more money, and make more connections that we can have a pool, not just at Kentucky State, but also somewhere else in this community, to be able to embrace the pool and the swimmers in our community, and bring in more money for Frankfort. So
Well, that's great, Katrisha, and I really appreciate all you've done for Swim with Purpose, uh, and look forward to continue to work with you. And thanks everybody for joining today, and we'll see you soon.